Alright, so there's something that always makes me extremely nervous. No matter how many times in life I do it, I just get nervous. I'm talking like my heart races faster, my palms get sweaty, my throat gets dry. Just every time I do it. I don't know why. And you want to know what that is? Well, that's bringing drugs across the border. Hey there.
Hey guys, just two of you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Where's home?
Vancouver.
Filming me?
Okay, so obviously that was a joke. I'm obviously not that stupid. I wouldn't bring drugs across the border. Anyways, I was in Portland, Oregon for the first time in my life last summer. And I've had this footage for the longest time. I haven't figured out how to tell the story or how to make it an interesting video for you, the viewer. And I think I finally figured that out. As you can see, it's no longer summer anymore. I'm standing in the snow. But I think I'm ready to finally tell you that story. So before I do, I make traveling videos. I go on adventures. If you want to check out my channel, it really means a lot. If that's not your cup of tea or anything like that, just like the video. I really appreciate it. We left on a Friday afternoon, the worst time to go. The time we hit Seattle, downtown rush hour, it was insanely busy. Literally gridlocked for hours. Just trying to get through Seattle during rush hour is insane. I thought it was bad where I live, but wow, it's so much worse in Seattle. Once we finally made it through Seattle, we were running out of gas. Like right on the E. I was driving in neutral for half the time, just trying to get off the freeway so I could get some gas. Oh, it was terrible. Oh man, we're not gonna make it. We gotta get gas. Oh, why are you filming me? Or I'm just cheap, I'm not sure. When we finally arrived for the first day, and I was spending about a weekend in Portland, Oregon, we literally fell asleep. Straight hit the bed. That was it for the first night. On day 2, we still hadn't made it to Portland, Oregon. I still had never been in Oregon. And what did we do? We continued on driving. No joke, that's literally what happened. We went along Highway State 14, along the Columbia River, and it's priceless. It was really worth it. The views you get, the state parks you pass were unbelievable, breathtaking. When we passed by Bacon Rock State Park, it looked insane. This is basically just this huge rock out in the middle of nowhere, and you get to climb up it. I've seen some videos on YouTube and it looked so much fun. We didn't have the time. We were only in Portland, Oregon for one weekend, so I never got to do that. Next time I'm in the area, I'm definitely going to check that out. But we did find this awesome spot of the Cape Horn Lookout overlooking the Columbia River. It seriously felt like I was in this 80s movie. The viewpoint from the lookout was insane. And along the entire route, there's so many good spots to check out, but that spot right there overlooking the Columbia River was definitely one of the best spots to check out. If you do head east from Vancouver, Washington or Portland, Oregon, go through the Washington Route 14 because that drive is amazing. When we got to the Bridge of the Gods, we finally decided to cross over to Oregon. Here I am, first time ever entering Oregon. It's a toll bridge, but I think we only paid $1. I could be wrong. It's well worth the drive going through Washington and crossing in Oregon that way. I wouldn't have changed that moment for anything. When you cross over to Oregon, you get into the town called Cascade Locks. I believe that's what it's called. I could be wrong. You can leave a comment down below. And we went out to Thunder Island. It's a great little island for picnics or just hanging out. Honestly, the wind coming from the Columbia River wasn't crazy. We spent way more time than I thought we would do here. And it was honestly just really relaxing and peaceful and a great way to spend the first day in Oregon. My first time ever, so that was fun. Now on the way back you have to stop at Multnomah Falls, was in all the travel guides of Portland, Oregon. If you're looking for things to do in Portland, this place keeps coming up. So I was excited to see what this place was all about. Originally it was a railroad stop, and now it's one of Oregon's biggest tourist attractions. This place was packed when I visited. Although it's only 30 minutes outside this Portland, Oregon, I honestly wouldn't go out of my way to get here. When we got to Portland, Oregon, I found this hidden gem on Reddit. Almost anywhere I go new, I always look for some cheap eats, some food recommendations. This place was out of the way. I would have never found it without Reddit. But the food portions for the value were insanely great. Definitely, if you're looking for some cheap eats, go to Reddit. They got some amazing picks and they always recommend some great foods. I ended the day overlooking Portland, Oregon. I headed up the mountain, got some great shots of Portland. You can drive or hike it. There's a tram you can take up the mountain. I found this viewpoint. It was so nice. Now on day 3, we did have a goal why we came to Portland, Oregon, and that was to get to the Oregon's Brewery Festival. This is something I wanted to check out for the longest time. It's been held annually since 1988, and there's tons of different brewery festivals in Portland, Oregon, and they're pretty much well known for their beer. But basically in this one, every brewery gets to bring their one beer, their top beer, and you get to check them out. So many craft breweries, so many of them I've never heard of before. Some of them were really great, some of them were I felt like they were getting rid of old inventory. If you go on a Sunday, it was a lot less packed. Saturday night was hopping, but huge lineups. Overall though, the experience was very friendly. The people were so welcoming. Everyone just hanging out and chilling. It's like a huge party. When you go on Sundays though, some of the good ones were definitely tapped out. So you get no lines, you get less people, and you get to enjoy yourself and you get more space. But some of the good beers were definitely taken by Sunday. I found Sunday to be super relaxing. I don't like to be hugely packed in with people. But on Saturday night, they were so friendly. I didn't get any footage from Saturday night, but Sunday we went back and really got to taste test everything. I think I'm going to be back for that one. Anyways, at the end of the trip, we walked the streets of Portland, Oregon, checked out some amazing architecture, seen some new city. I didn't find the homeless problem to be that bad, but I'm from Vancouver, so I see a lot of homeless people where I'm from. Or maybe I just didn't see it in the area. And generally, I had a really good time. Now, there's something cool I wanted to check out before leaving Portland, Oregon, and that was the Witch's Castle. Built in the 1800s and located just outside the city, it's a peaceful way to escape. It has an interesting history where the owner of the original home from the 1800s hired someone to help out with the property. The helper ended up eloping with the owner's daughter, so when they returned to Portland, the guy killed him. It has unfortunately seen better days, but it's an easy hike. I gotta say, the one thing I hated about Portland was the traffic. Come on! Get up the road! There he goes. Finally! Look at this guy. Unbelievable. About time. Let's make some miles. We're going home.